Hi, everybody, and welcome to this webinar. I'm always excited at 75. I can't believe that I'm doing these things, but I love just sharing these concepts with you. And so many of you have, the reason for this webinar is so many of you have emailed me saying that LinkedIn changed everything and what have you. Before, you used to get notification when your connection request accepted your connection so that you could send them off a message. Now you've got to go into hoops and all like that to do this. But I just want to say that I'm going to ask you to hold your questions off till the end, and we'll answer all your questions. But I think you should have a pad and pen handy to take notes. But don't worry about scribbling quickly because you're going to get a recording of this webinar at the end in about a day, and you could pause it whenever you want and watch it in your leisure. Uh, but it's just fascinating that we get to do these. But what I'm going to be going over at this webinar is how to handle your LinkedIn connection request to make a sale. Again, after you've done, the last webinar we did was how to do the connections. And if you've missed that webinar, just let me know and we'll be able to go. I'll be able to send the link off to you where you could go into and do it. But anyway, here we're going into a little bit of a bio on me. I'm going to ask John Davern to come in because I've got some ideas for you on how to handle things much easier. So you could just pause this when you get the recording and you could see our bios. But I want to go over on this webinar how to increase sales from your LinkedIn connections. And as I mentioned before, over the past year, we've all seen several new features on LinkedIn evolving in exciting ways, but also confusing ways. These updates are really designed to help people find a job, attract business clients and customers, build personal brand, or just really to network. Today, I'm going to teach you how to work around the new LinkedIn design and handle your LinkedIn connections to make a sale. LinkedIn is 277% more effective for lead generation than Facebook or Twitter. I don't know if all of you realize that. And it's important because a couple of months ago, before I did a webinar showing you how to get a connection request, if you wish to see it, here is the direct link. So you could click on this link or write it down and copy and paste it when you get this copy of the webinar. But the following are new ways that you can utilize to increase your conversions from your LinkedIn connections. And I'll show you how to work your way around the recent LinkedIn changes. But the idea is to make your experience on the site more powerful and user-friendly. Now, there's 3 steps to work with your connection requests on LinkedIn. Number 1, where to find people who connected with you. Number 2, where to find people who sent requests to you. And number 3, how to follow up with people who accepted your requests. Now, the first one is find people who connected with you. Again, you're going to go to your home page, and then you're going to click on My Network. I've circled it here. It's My Network, and you click it there. And then you're going to click on the right-hand side under the title Manage All, See All. And then you're going to click on Recently Added on the left-hand side. And that's going to give you now the recently added people. So you want to right-click on your connection profile picture name and open it up in a new tab. So it's going to show up like this. Now you want to click on for contact and personal info on the far right under Show More. This now will give you their website, their phone number, if they have it on there, their email, and you want to list their contact information on some type of a contact form. Some may not show their contact info. It depends on their privacy settings. But you want to do this like in an Excel format or any type of CRM program that you might have. So you want to, I do it on Excel. So you want to be sure you capture the first name, last name, their phone number, and email address. The optional is their address, their company name, the industry they're in. This is so that you can build a relationship with them by emailing them at least once a month. So next we'll send the connection a thank you message for connecting. So now you click on the blue bar at the bottom of their picture that says message. In the message box, you'll find you want to type thank you message and thanking them for connecting with you. This is my connecting message. If you'd like the copy of it, you can copy me at kenpbg@AOL and ask me for a copy of my thank you message, or you can pause it here and just copy it down. Now, mine is quite extensive. It really is, because I also want to get them involved in my LinkedIn group, as you'll see, the Business Owner Marketing Group. And I have one for the MLM and one for the insurance also. But I also offer a free gift of the 121 Tips books. This is so that I can interact with them and work with them. So again, you could pause this and just copy it, or copy parts of it, whichever is going to fit your thing. And if you want to put together one and let me critique it, just send it to me at kenpbg@AOL.com and I'll critique it for you. So again, after typing in the thank you message, you hit enter to send it. But what I do is I copy and paste it where it says write message or attach a file. I copy and paste it in there, and then I send it. Now the second part is to find people who sent you requests to connect with you. So I just going over those that have just connected with you, that have accepted your connection request. Now I want to go over those who are requesting to connect with you. All right, so you go to your home page and you go into my network. Now you're going to see on the middle of it who accepts you. So under invitations, you'll see the ones who sent you the connection request. Now you can choose to ignore or accept them, or click on show more to expand the list. But click on manage all to make multiple selections and to choose to ignore or collect. So now you want to, after you accept their connection, go to their profile and click on show more like we just did before. And that is to collect their email and go over it just like I showed you before and put it in your contact CRM software to do it. And you want to click on message, and in the message box, you'll then type the request to join message, thanking them for connecting. Now, here's mine for request to join, and all it is the first paragraph is the only one that is different. All right, and the other one was thanks for accepting my connection, and this one is if there is thanks for asking to join my network. So again, you can pause this and copy it in your leisure. All right, then you go to the next one and you repeat the process. Now the third way is to follow up with people who connected with you, which is the one we're going to be going over now. You want to go back to my network, click on the number of connections on the far left-hand side, and then what you do is start from the top of your list of connections, message them either the thank you message if you initiated the connection, or the request to join message if they initiated the connection and you accepted their connection. Now I know I'm going through this quickly, but again, as you get the copy of the webinar, you could do all this in your leisure. So this is the way you could do the first and second one, and you'll see what is happening. All right, but what I do is if I do it this way, I'm always doing where I left off. I have a sheet of paper and I mark down the name of the person where I left off. And when you click to message the person, you can tell who initiated the connection in the message box. If you initiated it, it'll have the verbiage, I'd like to add you, as you see on the far right-hand side. Again, work down your list of connections and send them the appropriate message. But you always want to keep track of where you've left off by using a spreadsheet or scrap paper, noting the name of the last person that you sent the message to, so that you know where you left off the next time. So in this particular situation, I would write down Ilana's name, so that when I got down to Ilana, if I do it tomorrow, when I get down to Ilana's name, I know I've already sent her and those after her the messages. I put together a generic follow-up message, and again, as I mentioned, if you'd like a copy of the thank you message, email me at kenpbg@AOL. Now, you want to create your own database for email marketing. So right-click on your connections profile name and open up a new tab, and click on Show More, and this is where you're going to get the contact information. And this is, I'm going over the same thing I went over before, but this is what you want to do, hire them. Now, all of this, your time is more valuable making sales than doing this. So I'm going to go over a few minutes with hiring a virtual assistant, and I'm going to ask John Davern in a few minutes to come on to go over some offer that he'd like to do for you. But here's some important tips. You're better off making sales than doing the techniques as I just mentioned. Tasks that I just mentioned in the last webinars and also in this one. You want to hire a virtual assistant to do that. An AVI will spend a few hours a day. They'll send the LinkedIn connection messages, welcome messages, endorsements, congrats, birthdays, set up appointments for you. I mean, I'm using a virtual assistant for many years now, and I found them to be very, very useful. The VAs can help you grow your network by helping create and optimize your LinkedIn profile for searchability, sending your connection messages, searching for and joining LinkedIn groups, containing your prospects, posting interesting articles to your LinkedIn groups and on your status, setting up appointments for you, and managing your calendar. This is important. They can set up appointments for you, creating and sending out your newsletters, managing your contacts and email marketing, updating your website market content and blog, managing your social media marketing campaigns and accounts, and increasing your website traffic and search ranking and more. VAs create prospects for you to present your product and services to. So, you know, it's very, very important. You know, the VA virtual assistant talent provides low-cost, world-class virtual assistants, and they're remote, and they're from the Philippines. So I'm going to pass it over to John now, and let him go over it for you. John, are you on now?
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Pleasure to be on the phone call with and webinar with everybody. So as Ken mentioned, I have a virtual assistant company, and a lot of these techniques that we're doing today, these are techniques that I actually learned from Ken. Ken's been with virtual assistant talent utilizing our VA services for probably about 4 years now. And so we provide virtual assistant services to small business owners, and LinkedIn is probably one of the areas where you can benefit from a virtual assistant. I myself have been using this connection message technique for the last 3 or 4 years, and it's consistently delivered for me in terms of bringing clients to my virtual assistant company in terms of offering virtual assistant services, whether it's web design or telemarketing or creating a company logo or graphics or customer service. And Ken kind of touched on a key point is one of the things that you can do, and this really actually can make it or break it, is it's that connection message, your messaging, that really can either produce or not produce. And what Ken mentioned is he can critique your message. And I was using a ineffective message for some time that really was not getting a good response rate for me. So I have a virtual assistant also help me in my LinkedIn account and join different LinkedIn groups. So one of the things you can have a virtual assistant do for you is actually go in and set up your LinkedIn account to optimize your account, make sure that your profile is complete. when you're offering a product or service, you want people to see in your profile exactly what you offer. And also when they're searching for people to connect with, you want to make sure that your profile shows up in the search. So that's one of the basics things that I initially had my virtual assistant do, was to go into my profile and make sure that it clearly indicated what industry I was in and what products or services that I was in, what my websites were, if I had any media or presentations or white papers, PowerPoints, anything that was relevant, any speaking engagements that I did to show that I was an expert in my industry or field. Those are things that a virtual assistant can actually help you with the initial setup. And then what you also want to do is to grow your LinkedIn account so that you have a wider audience that you can connect with, and more people that are reaching out to you to connect with. And one of the things that you can have a virtual assistant do for that is joining 2 LinkedIn groups per day containing potential clients. So I have my virtual assistant go in and scout out what are the groups that are most relevant that would have my client base, and join those groups and participate actually in those groups and do postings for me, so that I'm engaged in those groups, and then see which groups are having the most activity. And then as you connect with people in your messaging, that becomes a pool or client base for you to connect with and send the right messaging. And really it's the messaging, which is what Ken touched on in this presentation. It's having the right message that really makes a difference, and tweaking that message. So for example, if you're sending a connection message to somebody or accepting somebody's connection and you're not getting any engagement or response to them, then you need to change the messaging. And I've actually benefited quite a bit in working with Ken by tweaking that messaging, and it makes a huge difference. So here, one of the activities that I have my virtual assistant do, and that you can also do, is to send connection messages for you on a daily basis, 125 connection messages per week if you follow that. And if you just get, you know, a very small percentage of people responding to you, that's, you know, anywhere from 35 to 50 new prospects that you can get out of that. So, and then once you're sending these connection messages out to people and they're connecting with you, the VA can monitor and notify you of positive responses. You'll see there were 2 key features within Ken's messaging that he did, and one is inviting them. So actually creating your own LinkedIn groups, that's important. You can create the LinkedIn group for people to participate in, and that again is building your audience for you to network with, and also be considered an expert in your industry, and offer different types of products or services or referrals within that group by having your own LinkedIn group. And then the second piece to it was he's offering the 121 Tips book for people to opt into, and once they opt into that ebook, then they're on the mailing list and they're getting his messages in terms of his blog posts, and also exposure to whatever type of products or services. So these are things that that could be time consuming that you can have a virtual assistant help you out with. So the whole idea, when I started Virtual Assistant Talent, I had a full-time corporate job. I was working probably 55, 60 hours a week, but then on the side I was also trying to start my own business. And when I was trying to do both, I was only getting 3-4 hours of sleep sometimes a night. But by hiring a virtual assistant, that allowed me to leverage my time and assign tasks to a virtual assistant so that I could grow my small business while I was still working my corporate job. And that made a huge difference for me. And that's the whole idea, is to help improve your work-life balance, have a healthier lifestyle, less stress. And how good is it to assign a task to somebody and then wake up every day and see new clients and new prospects coming into your inbox. And LinkedIn has been a consistent technique that I've used for the last 4 years that consistently delivers more and more clients to us. And it can really transform your life and business by looking at what type of work that you can delegate to a virtual assistant. You know, a lot of people, I saw an Inc. article that says entrepreneurs typically work more than 60 hours a week, and that's a big price to pay in you having your own small business. And to the extent that you can delegate and shift that work to somebody else can really help to improve your lifestyle and actually do activities that maybe you would even neglect doing that can really help. I can tell you I don't have the time to go into my LinkedIn account on a daily basis and do some of these repetitive activities. I could be doing other things like meeting face-to-face with customers or doing presentations. So it really helps you to widen your scope. So sometimes people ask, how much does it cost to hire a virtual assistant? So again, I hired my first virtual assistant back in 2006. And this was to invest in real estate and to find deals. So my introduction to virtual assistant services was actually hiring a VA to post that I buy properties and that I sell properties, and my virtual assistant did repetitive postings for me on Craigslist, and that was that helped me to actually get my first few real estate deals that I did was a VA doing repetitive Craigslist postings and finding somebody who was interested in selling their property, and then finding somebody who was interested in buying a property. So the virtual assistant is we offer virtual assistant services. My company eventually evolved in not just real estate, but then as people saw that I was in the industry and using a virtual assistant to find real estate deals, they asked me, hey, we want to get a virtual assistant too. That eventually evolved into this company, virtualassistanttalent.com. So by 2009, I shifted into offering virtual assistant services, and that's what we've been doing ever since then. The cost of a VA, just if you look at this for non-technical VAs, these are VAs who offer administrative services, social media, go into your social media account, do postings, build your network, doing research, doing data entry, handling your customer service. So if somebody calls your company, they can answer the phone for you. That cost starts at $8.20 per hour. And my company offers packages where you can purchase virtual assistant hours on a weekly basis, monthly basis, and really work with any type of budget. The level of talent that you get, for example, starting at $8.20 per hour, these are typically virtual assistants that have college degrees, that are fluent in English, that have a lot of experience in working with, whether it's customer service. A lot of them were managers in corporate jobs, but now want a stay-at-home job. So if you look at somebody that you're getting for $8.20 per hour and you compare it to somebody who you might hire at minimum wage here, there's no comparison, because these are typically college degrees, highly experienced people. And for technical VAs, they start at $11.20 per hour and offer services in web design, maintenance, graphics, programming. $11.20 an hour is a huge bargain, and if you're on a business owner and you're on a tight budget, that's just an amazing amount of technical expertise that you can get at that price point. I live in Silicon Valley here, and there's web designers charging $90, $95, $100 an hour for web design services. So these are the services we offer. If you're interested, go to virtualassistanttalent.com, and we have a promo code for those who are on the webinar, SAVE 50KB, which gets $50 off. So just wanted to introduce that to you, that as a small business owner, if you take a look at the activities that you're doing in your business, what activities do you have that you can standardize the work and assign to somebody that are going to deliver to you, either take away some of your busy work or allow you to expand and grow your business? And you know, one of the things, Ken's going to get into this next, is for me as a business owner as well, even related to this LinkedIn activity. I was doing this LinkedIn activity and not getting great results initially when I started it. And it was Ken taking a look at my messaging and offering some guidance and suggestions for my connection messages and my response to people, and just making a tweak to that made a huge difference on the results. And over time, I've had to modify that message, and that's why it's been so beneficial. I was part of Ken's coaching program for a number of years, and I can't tell you how much it helped to benefit me in having him as a resource and offering guidance and direction in terms of just a small change that made every bit of difference in my business by tweaking what I was sending out to people. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Ken, and shift over to you, Ken.
Okay, let me. We're not technical people, but let me know when it's showing my screen, John.
Okay. All right. It's going to give you a message to
show my screen. Okay. Show my screen. Slideshow. Okay. I think I got it now, right?
I see it. Yes.
Okay, good. Every month, I look at my return on my investment with the virtual assistant. And I could virtually say that each month since I started with VA Talent, I'm receiving over a 300% return on my investment. So you might keep this in mind when you're contemplating a virtual assistant talent. But anyway, many of you over the years have asked me to develop a training program to help you double your business over the next 12 months. And that's exactly what I've done, and that's what I'm going to go over now with you. So I'm going to go over the new FAST training program for building your business fast. I mean, are you struggling to take your business to the next level, even a little bit? And I'm sure that a lot of you are. Oh, how did I get over here? I think I'm back on here. Slideshow. Here we go. Or do you feel you have been working harder, etc.? Are you worried about the increase in competition from other businesses? Many of you have been telling me your competition is killing you. Are you disturbed that many of your customers are going to buy directly from your competition through the internet or over the phone, forcing you out of business within a few years? Well, if all these things are happening, the training program is designed to help you overcome all of this. And that's important. But it's time to transform your life. I'm going to show you in this training program how to double your income within the next 12 months, retire and live the lifestyle of your dreams, and become a part of the top 1% of all small business owners within the next 5 years. And you're about to discover how you can use my secrets to end your worries and frustrations and to build your $1 million business. And it'll be much quicker and easier than your greatest expectations. The Build Your Business Fast training program, you get access to my wealth of knowledge from years of experience and success on how to build your business fast with the new training program platform. And here's what you get. You get the Build Your Business Fast training program. You get access to my wealth of knowledge from years of experience and success on how to build your business fast with the training program. But what it involves is 42 training modules. You're going to get this in PDF ebook format, and also it's all converted into MP3 audio download available, so you can also listen to it all while you're driving in a car and or laying on a beach like I oftentimes do. I listen to cassettes and all. But you're also going to get 40 hours of pre-recorded coaching calls on key topics pertinent to building your business. Again, you get 42 modules of all the techniques and knowledge, but the 42 comprehensive knowledge modules, all right, on how to, one of the greatest sales secrets in turning quotes into sales. Oftentimes, a lot of you are quoting business and not getting it. And I'm just going to show you in that module how to get the business, how to create a business plan to guarantee your long-term success, the amazing system for getting referrals from customers and people you meet every day, positioning yourself as the expert in your field, putting your business on autopilot so you can make money while lying on the beach, turning your existing customers into advocates who will bring in new business for you, learning the 20% that generate 80% of your income, how to create an effective website and use it to generate qualified leads, because a website should be designed to create qualified leads and to result in sales. Then I also go over another module of advertising your way to success while saving up to 80% of the costs, and also how to make your customers bond with you so they will never go to your competition, and many, many more titles of things I go over. The coaching call, all right? Learn simple tricks on this one-on-one question and answer sessions that I had with my subscribers to my coaching program. They're an MP3 audio download form. I cover such topics as the fascinating tricks to profit from LinkedIn and meetup groups, making an elevator speech that will get you appointments, how to create the ideal prospect and follow up with them every single month, the 7 points of contact and what to do when you get a no, how to work your way around certain LinkedIn changes, using the ADA formula as the best way to promote your website, the power of autoresponders and the magic of email, what I recommend to do for generating leads and getting referrals, and how to work with a virtual assistant to develop your database. Here's a sneak peek inside the training platform. The Build Your Business training platform is divided into 13 sections, as you see below, with each section having a general theme and multiple modules within each section. As an example, section 1 is all about list building and how to make your database work for you. So you get module 1 and 2 and 3, and it's just a fascinating thing. But when you open it up, in module 1, again, every module has a PDF that you can download, print up, and read, and a computer-generated text or audio that you can listen to any time. So like, you're going to get the training modules in the PDF format and also the MP3 audio downloads. So what you do is you just click on the module 1, and on the right-hand side it says click to download module ebook. I would suggest to everybody that's going to go into this program that you create a folder on your desktop and call it Ken Varga, and you save all these modules and all the audios into that folder so that you know where to go to, so that you're not floundering around. The coaching calls, you want to do the same thing. All right, and you could just click on them and listen to them in your leisure, or you could download the file to your computer, as you see below there. But there's 40 hours of pre-recorded coaching calls, and all key topics that I know will help you. Here's I've always told you to get testimonials from your clients. Here's some testimonials that I've gotten. This one is from Brian Tracy. All of you have heard of Brian Tracy, and when you get the copy of the webinar, you could pause it here and you could read what Brian said about me. And then here's one from Mark Victor Hansen. As all of you know, he's co-author of Chicken Soup for the Soul. So you could read this here in your leisure. Again, you could pause it. And then here's the last one from Dan Kennedy. All of you have heard from Dan Kennedy. Dan, in his testimonial, says, I'm the richest insurance agent in America, and I make so much money that they have a person in Washington designated to try and figure out how to get more taxes out of me. That's Danny just being facetious. They don't really have anybody in Washington designated for me. But your investment in this, by the way, is only $497, and you get full access to the 42 training modules, 40 hours of coaching calls, And you want to get started on growing your revenues by clicking on the button below. Start learning today and get more customers than you could possibly handle. Here's some special webinar bonuses. Be one of the first 50 to purchase and get these two great bonuses. There's $5,350 bonuses that are free. You get 1 hour of personal coaching calls. So after you sign up and invest in a program, I will send you an email to arrange a 1 hour coaching call where I'll go over other stuff that'll help you to create more customers. And John is gonna have a special webinar on how to successfully outsource and manage your first virtual assistant. That value alone is $350. So the total value of the bonuses are $5,350. This, again, the special bonus will be best methods to successfully delegate tasks to a VA, the common pitfalls of outsourcing and how to avoid the pitfalls, and best project management and communication tools. So again, that value alone is $350. So sign up now. Here's the link. Why don't you write it down? buildyourbusinessfast.com, or you could just click on it or copy and paste it. So I'll leave it on for a few seconds for you to write it down. And then here's the one that if you're in the MLM business, you could click on that one. Or if you're an insurance agent, you could click on buildyourpracticefast.com. So it's all in there. So let's go over questions and answers now, John, and we could do that. All right?
Yeah, there's a couple ways that you can ask questions. One way is there's a question box that you can type your question into. The second way is if you raise your hand, we can unmute you, and then you can ask a question audibly, with everybody here on the call. So let's see here. I've got one question from, let's see here, from Bobby. So Bobby asks, virtual assistant in the Philippines to do professional technical quality work. Are the VAs your employees? So that's from Bobby. So yes, these virtual assistants are in the Philippines. I'm located in Silicon Valley, but my connection is with the Philippines because my first VA was located in the Philippines. And Philippines is a good choice because English is taught in schools at a very early age. And so the virtual assistants in the Philippines are fluent in English, both written and verbal. Now, there's varying levels of fluency. So as an example, if you're hiring a technical person like a web designer or programmer, communication skills may not necessarily be as good as if you hire somebody for customer service that has worked in a call center or worked in management, would be a lot more fluent in verbal spoken English and are even taught in many cases to sound like a local native. So I've been using a virtual assistant to do my websites ever since probably when I started the business. My website was done by a virtual assistant, and we've also worked with, there's IT companies even in Silicon Valley that have outsourced web design and web programming work to us, and they charge their clients a lot more for it. So the work is good. Good quality work. Again, with any type of and working with people, it's based on the person that you hire whether you get quality work. And so one of the benefits in working with my company is we've worked with hundreds and hundreds of VAs, and we've kind of have a pool of VAs that do good quality work, and for those that don't do good quality work, then we don't offer them work anymore. But your other part of your question was, are the virtual assistants employees? They're not going to be employees of you. They would be considered independent contractors. You're hiring us for a marketing service, and all the payments go through Virtual Assistant Talent LLC, which is a California company, and then I manage the payments to the VA. So it takes some of the busy work and avoidance of overseas remittances and so forth. So I hope that answers your question, Bobby. Jerry Anderson, Jerry, thanks for your message there. Yes, Jerry, we can have somebody contact you via email. So I'll make note of that, Jerry. And let's see, we've got another person. Okay, Jerry is interested in more information. We've got a message from Shelley. So Shelley came late. What's the website for the virtual assistant? So the website for the virtual assistant is virtualassistanttalent.com. That's virtualassistanttalent.com. And there's a phone number on the website. We've got 24/7 customer service or support. 510-400-8006 is also the phone number that you can call. Okay, let's see if there's some more questions here. Okay, Joseph has a hand raised. Joseph, I don't know if that was from earlier. And let's see here. I think I can't unmute you. Okay, so let me just click that. And okay, so Kenneth. All right. Would these techniques need a premium account on LinkedIn? So that's from Kenneth.
No, the answer is no, John.
Yeah, these techniques that Ken has showed don't require a premium account. I've been using these techniques that Ken has been teaching for the last 3-4 years, and I don't have a premium account. One of the things that has benefited those is creating LinkedIn groups that helps you to be engaged and closer connected to other people. That's optional. It's not something that you have to do, but it certainly helps. But these don't require the premium account. Okay, another question. Can you hire a VA for just an hour, 2 hour, or two as needed? Yes, we do offer VAs for project-based work. So what you would do is you'd contact virtualassistanttalent.com or give us a call, and you can talk to my ops manager, customer service representative, Karen, and you would just need to describe to her what you need the virtual assistant to do, and then she'll find the VA that has that type of expertise, and then we can give you a quote. Quotes are typically based on a standard formula. In some cases, if it's non-technical work, the price point starts at $8.20 per hour. If it's technical, it's at $11.20 an hour. For shorter project-based work, sometimes we'll do a project-based quote that might be a little higher than if you were to be getting sustained work with us, where you're having a VA work for you for 10, 15, 20, or 40 hours a week. But yeah, we do project-based work or work for just an hour or two. So, okay. Any other questions? Let's check the panel one more time here. Okay. Let's see if I answered this one. Okay. All right, I think that is it. I don't see any other questions here. We are going to be putting up, for anybody who attended the call, we're going to be posting it. And, you know, a couple key pieces is, you know, the messaging that Ken, if you're interested in that, certainly shoot him a message. But having an effective connection message and response message to when people connect with you really is, was the focal point, you know, can really make a difference in terms of getting a good response. And so if you try this technique on your own, that what Ken presented today, and you're not getting results, that doesn't mean that the technique can't work. So for me, what I found was I was doing this repetitive task, and initially it was doing okay in the beginning. Then we tweaked it. It got better, and that was working for a little while. And then the response died down on it, and so we tweaked it again. And it was just having Ken suggestions, and that's why that 1 hour coaching call with Ken that you get if you sign up for the program. I can't tell you how much of a difference it can make in the business. This technique here that Ken taught and that I've been having my virtual assistant do has been one of the top performing techniques that consistently has delivered for my company. So appreciate Ken, you sharing your knowledge and experience with me, and it's been a huge benefit. So I think that's all the questions we have, Ken.
Yeah, well, I want to thank everybody for being on the call, and I look forward to talking to you. So everybody take care, keep well, and I look forward to talking to you at the next webinar.